I keep trying to fit the past into the present. Why, I'm not sure. I remember the beatings my mother gave me as a kid of about 10 with a wire coat hanger, making me stand perfectly still in the kitchen corner for hours while she danced around biting her arm until it bled. I still don't know why. I remember my father's distant, almost fearful attitude towards me, calling me son, but with little behind it. I remember the burning need for intimacy that dangled in front of me and then pulled away year after year like some toy on elastic thread. Years later, in the mid-60s, I remember being so far out there somewhere on LSD that comets knocked politely on my bedroom door, hovered for a moment, levitating until I could rush to the other side of the room, throw open the window, and watch them wide-eyed as they swooshed outside one by one, too many to count. I also remember being in a dingy shooting gallery with all the bad kids from Wilson Junior High in Tampa circa 1968, sitting in lawn chairs while a quiet 30-something New York junkie named Blue, who looked just like Carlos Santana, came around to each of us and for $10 sunk a common thin needle filled with heroin into my fleshy 14-year-old arm. The madness of my youth I see as a kind of compass for the years since. Now I at least try to be as nice a guy as I can, to be good. The simplest and highest spiritual instruction I ever received, despite humbling and stumbling at the feet of various well-heeled gurus in India for 2 decades. And the transmitter? My poor, old, crazy mom, Myrna Onisha Giuliano. Although I was definitely a hippie's hippie in my time, I never really cared too much about peace. I didn't like war and tried to stop it because it's wrong, no matter what, but peace has always been overrated. I mean, it gets fucking boring after a while, right? I remember once in kindergarten, everyone was sleeping on cots in the gym. There was maybe like 100 little nippers sound asleep. To me, it seemed like a great opportunity to disturb the peace. A kid at that age thinking like that. I guess I'm what you call a natural-born troublemaker. Anyway, I very carefully picked up one of my Oxfords and banged it really hard a couple of times against the floor. But I did it so low that none of the ladies watching us could see it was me. It was terrific. 100 little bastards shooting up in terror. I loved it, man. I felt powerful. The teachers were looking everywhere to see who did it, but I just laid there pretending to be asleep with a little smile on my face. It was an opening, I guess, and I took it. 30 years later, someone I worked with told my wife, Geoffrey never saw an opportunity he didn't like. And he's right. He's absolutely right. I first came to Bangkok 7 years ago, on a stopover to Delhi on my way to yet another Hindu pilgrimage to the holy places of Bhagavan Shri Krishna in northern India. I never made it. I met a guy on the plane who was flying to BKK to meet his second wife in Nana, the most notorious red light district in Thailand, probably the world. He owned a string of pizza joints in Hawaii, and we stood in that little space between the toilets for 2 or 3 hours, and he told me how it was over there.